Hi everyone, welcome to Listen at Lunch, episode 21. Today I had a special request, so today's episode is Teaching Tuesday because I'm going to teach you how to use the Stamparatus. Let me get my cord straight here. Holy moly. Alright, and I'm going to check my live feed. Today's coffee is brought to you in a mug so it stays hot for a long time. It's my Yeti mug. It's actually my husband's Yeti mug. I stole it from him. Rhonda Wade gave this to my husband at a reception that she does once a year with the, in recognition, she invites the Silver Elite and above in titles and their spouses, and they take us out to dinner and they give us presents, and oh, it's just a wonderful night. And so yeah, I stole this from my husband because this was his gift, not mine. But it works really well because it holds the coffee hot for a long time. All right, still not seeing it. Let's refresh here. Make sure I am on with you. Ah, there we go. Okay. So, today's episode is about working with a Stamparatus. And a Stamparatus is an excellent tool that helps you either mass produce or repeat an image or lets you just line things up perfectly. And it is a wonderful tool. I'm going to show you mine. This is the Stamparatus bag, which also is a must-have when you have the Stamparatus. But this is the Stamparatus itself. Set this aside. And go to that page so that I can refer to certain things too. In the new catalog, how many have seen the new catalog and are just drooling over everything in there? Me. Yeah, me. All right, so the Stamparatus is this wonderful tool that comes with these plates, 2 clear plates that have grid lines on them, which is wonderful. And this is a magnetic background that has the grid in inches. And it's open-ended, so you can use any size cardstock in here, whether it be 12 by 12 or 8.5 by 11 or 2 by 2. On the back side, you have 2 super heavy-duty magnets that I have put, and you'll see a lot of demonstrators put washi tape around so it's easier to pick up and put back down because they are super duper heavy duty. And you want to make sure you have 2 spots for these magnets. You want to make sure you keep them separate because if they get close to each other, they will slam together. You won't be able to pry them apart. They could crack. And although you can buy replacements, it's best to use caution. So I have washi tape around them so they're easier to pick up, and I very gently put them back down into place after I use them. And again, I keep them separate. I do not let them come together. So this is a magnetic background, which is why we use the magnets. It comes with the 2 clear plates, and you see these notches here. So we have 1 plate that will go here and 1 plate that will go at the top. So you have multiple ways to stamp, if you're familiar with this. You can also line up stamps on both sides because you can pull it off, flip it over, ink it up, bam. And the same with this. So really you have 4 plates to work with on one project. And if you were lucky enough to get some Stamparatus plates before they retired, that we did sell the extra plates, so you could do even more. But it's easy enough to use. And so my demonstration is going to show you. Also included with the Stamparatus is a pack of the grid paper. I believe it's included. The grid paper is sold separately. You can get the grid paper separately, but you do get this nice foam mat because, and it is the width of the foam that's in between our cling red rubber stamps, because when you're working with photopolymer, you need a little padding. Okay, let's see. So when you're working with this, obviously you've covered up your grid. And if you're like me and you kind of want to keep things perfect, you'll want to purchase the small grid paper, which comes in 50 sheets. One side is inches, the other side is centimeters. And so that gives you what you need for the photopolymer stamping if you want to have a grid. I have also seen people that take one grid sheet and laminate it so that they can use this over and over and over and over again too, if you don't want to use, you know, all 50 of your sheets. So that's an idea for you. All right, the first project we're going to do is super simple. We're going to use a note card. We're going to use a cling mount stamp. We're going to make a very simple card with this Fancy Phrases stamp set, which I think is gorgeous, needless to say. And here's what we're going to do. Now, I'm going to, okay, good. I would like to use the flower, and I would like to use a little saying, and I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm going to line my, first thing I'm going to do is line my note card up on this magnetic background. And because these are cling, I don't need the foam matting because it already has the Cush foam pad built right into the rubber stamp. So here I have my card. I'm going to pull off, I'm just going to use one magnet. And don't just drop this too, because this is magnetic, this is super magnetic, and you will crack it if you drop it. So I'm just going to, I'm going to put it here because I know how I'm going to position my stamps. Or maybe, let's do this. Let's put it over here. And that keeps the card closed. Now you see I've lined it right up with the grid. Okay, now how do I do the stamps, you are asking? Well, I'm going to take one of these clear plates and I'm going to go ahead and put it in and lay it down. And actually, I've got to show you this as well. The foam, this styrofoam pad that you get with either the label punch, the tin that we had the label punch come in, and I believe the Stamparatus has one of these too. Don't throw out this nice thick piece of styrofoam foam, because what I want you to do is put it underneath your plate here so that when you're inking up, you're not putting pressure. If you don't have it, you're not putting pressure on this when you're inking up and possibly crack your plate, your clear plate. So I put that little cush over on the side. Now I've got my card lined up. Now what I want to do is I want to take my stamp. I think you can see me good. I want to take my stamp and I want to position it here on the card how I want it to stamp. Okay, and I think that's good. And I'm also going to do my saying right now too. I'm going to do a little something just for you. And I'm going to place that right up here. That's good. Now, I've got my stamps where I want them. I'm just going to close this clear plate over the top of the stamps and press down. And these are cling stamps, so they're gonna attach nicely. I have moved my cardstock away from the corner of this as well, because there's only a certain thickness there in the corner, and it's best to move it out, which is why you have these grids. It's best to move it away from the corner if possible, just because you don't have as much, I don't know, I haven't had much success like right here in the corners at the seams. So if you move your piece out a little bit from there, you have much better pressure to be able to stamp your image. Okay, so now I've got this Stamparatus all set with my stamps, and my note card is all placed correctly. I'm going to take my Memento ink, black ink, and I'm going to ink up my stamps. And of course I'm going with the ink pad to the stamp and not vice versa. And I can see where maybe there's more coverage or not to be able to ink this up. Now you don't want to rock and roll, because believe me, when you press down, and I'll show you, if you get the edges, these halos, you'll get, if you get ink on the edges of your rubber, when you press down and stamp, you will pick up those lines or have halos of ink. So be very careful that you're going straight up and down and not rock and rolling, and not pushing down too hard. For this is a felt pad, so it's a little bit more forgiving. I did get a little bit on the side here, and let's see if that's going to come out. I'll show you. So you see the little bit of ink here on the edge. Now when we go to stamp this, that very well may show up. And you always want to have a chamois, a Simply Chamois handy, which mine is here. Hold on, there it is. Mine is here. So I use this because you can pick it up and you can go right to that spot and take it off. And now I see that I've got some ink that I took off as well on the image, so I'm going back over it. Okay, so we've got our image all inked up. Now the easy part, we're just going to fold over and press down. And the beauty of the Stamparatus is, even if you don't get full coverage, you lift it up and you can see where you didn't get coverage, and you can re-ink it because it's all lined up, ready to go again. So if you wanted to do a couple different colors, you could do that. But there you go. We have this awesome card, little note card, ready to go for you to color with our watercolor pencils, which would be beautiful. Or you can just leave it monochromatic and send it out real fast, super fast card. And you can, again, take this and take the next card and go ahead and line it up. And stamp it again. Okay. Voila. Now I didn't get the inside there a little, so I'm going to come back. And I'm going to ink up just the center portion. And that's where I'm going to put my pressure when I go back to ink it again. I'm going to go right in the center there. And voila. Now it's really inked up. So there we have two beautiful cards. Super easy, right? Yes, super easy. Okay, so that's one sample I wanted to show you using the Fancy Phrases stamp set. I'm going to go ahead and clean these before I put them away. You notice how I've just cupped this up in my hands? And I'm just going around. So the Stamp and Scrub is not going to work as well as this is going to work. Once again, I've said before, you don't want to use alcohol on your stamps. You don't want to use baby wipes. You can use baby wipes, but they leave fibers. So this Simply Chamois is awesome. I just throw it in a clear case, and when it starts to dry out, I just run it under hot water and wring it out and get it all wet again. And it's okay that it gets dirty. And the person who asked me to demonstrate the Stamparatus knows what I'm talking about when I tell her it's okay to get this dirty. It doesn't have to stay all pretty. It's okay to get it dirty. Think of it as your ink rag. All right, so the next thing, let's see. Now I'm going to peel these off. Remember, with the cling stamps, you have to grab an edge underneath the sticker because it's so sticky. I'm going to put these away right now while I have them. I have them out. And set the stamp set aside. And the next thing I'm going to show you, excuse me, next thing I'm going to show you is how to stamp multiple times. Now I have this wonderful little stamp set called A Grandkid. And at first I'm like, why did I order this? But when I looked at the greetings, because I don't have any grandkids yet, I'm hoping for some someday soon in, you know, in the next couple years. Yes. But these sayings in this stamp set just work for more than just grandkids. No amount of money could ever show how much I love you. Hello, that's for your kids or a good friend that lends you money. You could even ink up just best and then kid ever. And congratulations. So smart, so fun, so sweet, and so wonderful. So proud of you. We must be related. You are so loved. Happy birthday. So the majority of these can be versatile and used for any occasion, really. Okay, so we're going to use the congratulations. Hi, Diane. I'm going to move my magnet off and open this up, and I have a card piece here. I'm going to place that card piece in the same spot. I line it up with this second grid off the edge, and actually we could move it down. Let's move it down and I'll show you. And I'm going to center it, but I'm going to show you, because of this grid and we're using the red rubber, this is going to work great. And look at that, my washi tape just came off. All right, so I'm putting it on the side because I'm using congratulations. And let's see. All right, so I'm going to, because I've centered my cardstock here, this is 4 by 5 1/4. Because I've centered my cardstock between these grid lines, as you can see, I'm going to center my congratulations in between this block. And I'm doing this right on top of my cardstock. Okay, so I pretty much have it centered in between this block here. Now I'm going to take my clear plate and go over and catch the stamp and come back. And we're not only going to do multiple images, but I'm going to show you multiple colors too. So again, these stamps, these ink pads are super juicy. So you want to make sure that you're tapping lightly because you do not want to get the outer edge of your stamp. See, I just did it. You don't want to do that. So you do need to be careful when you're inking it up because it is super juicy. So I'm probably not going to be able, let's see. I can do this. I can do this. Okay, so I'm just cleaning off that edge and I'm going to come back and carefully tap. And I've got it all inked up. And I'm using Gorgeous Grape as my first color. Oh, got some on there too. All right, here's my first color. Voila! Very pretty, right? Well, watch this. Now, we're not going to remove this stamp. We're actually going to clean it. Grab the next color, which I chose Coastal Cabana. Again, very juicy ink pad. So I'm going to gently ink up the word, the stamp, without getting ink on the edges. And I'm going to lift this up and move it down a notch and stamp. Woohoo! Okay, now we have two. I'm going to do the same thing all the way down. Okay, the next color I'm going to use is one of my favorites, Granny Apple Green. Gently ink it up, being careful not to get it on the edges of the rubber because when you do press down, it will take all the little edges and ink up where you don't want it to. Oop. And lift up, move it down a notch. You get the idea? Okay, can you guess which color I'm going to go with next? I'm going to go with Daffodil Delight. Again, super juicy pad. Okay, it looks like it's inked up really well. Whoop. I'm going to lift up, move it down a notch. Yes. Looking good. Okay, so I don't have to move the stamp every time I do this. I'm only moving the plate. Here I'm using Magenta Madness as the final color. Gonna lift up, move it down a notch. You can press down and voila. Look at how wonderful that is. Now I have a rainbow of congratulations. You could do this with any stamp. And then if you want to get more in the center, you can always move your cardstock up and down too and do it all over again. So you can center these congratulations if you're using the same stamp. You could center these congratulations on the grid lines and then come back and start all over again. So here we would have one right in between those two. Lift up, move down, you'd have one right between those two. So, lots of ways you can do this. Now, I made this card into a card, super simple. Look at how pretty. Just add a little ribbon and a card base and you've got a really cute little card that looks like it's store-bought because it's almost perfect. So that's really fun. Okay, there's one more thing I want to show you. One more technique I want to show you. We've been using the cling stamps, which are a red rubber. So now I want to use a photopolymer. All right. Move this magnet off. And guess what else I'm going to do? This is Pattern Play. It is a photopolymer stamp set in the new catalog. It has some great pattern images and a couple sayings. Really cute. What I want to do is I want to stamp on something other than a card. Can I do that? Of course I can. So I'm going to take one of our pizza boxes. This is actually two. I'm going to take one of our pizza boxes, which you'll see there's a glossy side and there is a cardstock side, matte side. That is because these pizza boxes are food safe. So this coating is the food safe coating, so that when you put your box together, you can put a cookie in there and there's not an issue with safety. So I'm going to take the outside of this box. I haven't put it together yet. And I'm going to stamp on the cover of this box because I'm going to make some gifts for my weekend guests this weekend. Going off to... Oh, nope, I don't want to do that because we are working with a photopolymer stamp set. And I need, because the photopolymer, it doesn't have the foam pad that our cling mount stamps do, I'm using this foam pad that comes with it over the top of the grid, so it has the cushion. It has the foam cushion. And then I'm using a piece of grid paper so that I can line things up perfectly. But you really actually, well, you want this, at least a scrap piece of paper on this foam mount, because you don't want to stamp on the foam mount. But if you do, it's okay, because you can buy a replacement if it's nasty and you don't like it. All right, I've got one magnet here. This is the top portion of my pizza box, and this is what I want to stamp. So I've got one magnet here, and I'll get the other magnet on the back side. Being very careful. And I'm going to put the other magnet down here at the bottom because I'm only going to be stamping right here. So with this photopolymer stamp set, I'm going to grab this long stripes. Oh, but I could stamp this too. I'm going to do the long stripes. Okay. And again, I'm going to lay this exactly where I want to start. So I've got, let's see, I want to put it right up to the line here. So I've got my grid lines to be able to line up this stamp, and then I can center it exactly how I want. So there I have pretty much lined it up, I think. Okay, now I'm going to take my clear plate. First I'm going to get that ink off of it because I didn't realize I had. See, here's another reason for the Simply Chamois. I just cleaned off my clear plate. Now I'm going to take my clear plate and close it right on top of the stamp. And this is a photopolymer stamp, and we have our foam mat down there because you always want to have a foam mat for cush when you're stamping with photopolymer. Okay, and I didn't really need to press that hard. Okay, so there I have my stamp all lined up. I've got my box all lined up. Now I'm going to use this really pretty new in color. This one that I used before was Magenta Madness. This is a new in color. This one is Just Jade, and it's just warming up on me because I'm a green girl. Okay, I'm going to ink this up. And you already know This is going to work perfect. Okay, so I've got it all inked up. I've got this all lined up. I'm going to come straight down, press down. And even if I don't get good coverage, I can always ink it up and go back down again. And there you have it. I've got a great image. Now I'm going to move my plate one notch down, and I'm going to ink this back up and stamp again. So then you're not, you know, when you're just eyeballing it yourself, then you're not taking forever to ink it up, line it up, squinting your eyes, trying to make sure it's perfect. This Stamparatus does it for you. See that? Isn't that awesome? Let's do one more time. And I'm just going to ink up. No, I'll ink up the whole thing because it's okay if it gets on the back side. Okay, all inked up, all moved down. Voila. All right, and while I'm right here, I like to just clean things up while I'm working, so bear with me while I do a quick clean. Okay, now carefully, I'm going to do one magnet at a time and put them back in their place. Yeah, see how that just slammed down? You don't want to do that because when you do that, it could very well crack. You don't want to do that with your magnets. You want to be super careful. All right. Actually, we could put that right in there and put this back in the case. And here we have our box. So I'm going to fold the sides in and show you how cute this is. So it's not just for cards, people, friends. Here we have a box ready to go. I can decorate it some more with some ribbon or another little image, but how cute is that? And it's perfect, perfectly lined up. So that, my friends, is my tutorial on how to use the Stamparatus. And whether you're right-handed or left-handed, you can move it accordingly. Or you can even do it the top way. I mean, it's all up to you what you're comfortable with. But you will be comfortable using this because it just works magnificently. Again, you can mass produce a lot of cards or projects, and you can do repeating images. It's just a fantastic tool to have. You can get this and more, of course, at on my website at Stampin' Up or keriout.stampinup.net. And I'd love for you to use me as your demonstrator and place your orders using this host code for June, 74ZX. There's a couple specials I need to tell you about that I forgot to tell you about last Friday. Mucho importante. There are 2 promotions going on right now in June. Stampin' Up! Is giving you, with a $250 order that you place, you're getting $25 in additional Stampin' Rewards money. So if you have an extensive wish list and you want to get a lot of products, if you have a party and your total reaches $250, or if you have your own order and it reaches $250 or more, you will receive an additional $25 in free merchandise called Stampin' Rewards. That's the first promotion that I want to tell you about. The second promotion is our starter kit. Right now through June 30th, when you purchase the starter kit, so here we go again. If your wish list is super long, you want to purchase that starter kit and get a discount for your merchandise. The starter kit is $99, and you get to pick, and it's also free shipping. So, but you get to pick $125 worth of product, and now through June 30th, you get to pick a free bundle of your choice. It can be any bundle you want. My favorite bundle, any value, people, my favorite bundle is this Tasteful Touches. I absolutely love this stamp set, and the dies that go with it are just fantastic. I mean, they're just beautiful, great for labels, adding texture to your labels. Some are stitched, some are just embossed, lined. These are little stitched dots all the way around. I mean, this is fantastic. I just love it. And I just love this stamp set. So if you purchase the starter kit for $99, you not only get to pick $125 for free, and you get free shipping, you could purchase, you can select a free bundle, which is a stamp set and tool bundle. So it could be a stamp set and die cuts, or it could be a stamp set and a punch that coordinates. Any bundle in the catalog, you can get that for free with the purchase of a starter kit. Then after that, your orders are anywhere from 20 to 25% off every order you place after that. So it's a no-brainer. I mean, the starter kit is the best deal ever. Yeah, so that's why I'm bringing it to you. So the two specials this month in June, $25 in additional Stamp Room Awards with a $250 or more order, and the free bundle when you purchase the starter kit. Talk to me about the starter kit if it's right for you, because you can be a happy shopper, or you can make your own hours and build a little business and make some money doing it too. Either way, the starter kit is an awesome deal. All right, I have bingo tomorrow night. I'm so excited. That's going to be so much fun. I have my masculine card class on Thursday. So excited. I'm off to a crafting weekend, which I'm really excited about. And then off to Tennessee with my team members and buddies, my friends that live down in Tennessee. I'm going to spend about 6 days with them down there next week. So I have a lot going on. I also have the Marker Club coming out. We're going to have a Christmas card class at the end of June, because we need to start making our Christmas cards. And I'll have an all occasion workshop. I will most likely set up where I will have in-person classes for those that are comfortable, but I will also do it on Zoom. So if you're not comfortable coming to the house and coming in person, you still have the ability to do this on Zoom. All these details will be in my newsletter coming out this week. And if you are not on my newsletter list, please shoot me an email and let me know that you want to be on my email list, and I will put you in that newsletter so that you can keep up to date on everything that's going on. Also, I have a June order special. With $50 or more placed with me, I send you a free tutorial with 15 different projects and directions to those 15 different projects. It is loaded. I collaborate with other demonstrators, and so you're getting an abundance of ideas from other people, not just me. So with a $50 or more order, you'll receive this talented team tutorial. With a $75 order or more, you will receive the tutorial, and you'll receive a package of gems from me. And with a $100 order, you're going to get a free handmade gift from me in addition to the tutorial and a package of gems. So that's my June special for placing an order. If you don't have the new catalog yet, you need to get your hands on one because there are so many beautiful things in this catalog that are just going to help you make beautiful, beautiful crafts. So let me know if you need me to get you one of these catalogs as well. All right, I've enjoyed our session. I hope you have too. It was a Teaching Tuesday today about the Stamparatus. I hope you learned a lot from this. Hi, Bridget. I hope you learned a lot from this episode, and I will be sure to post it so that you can watch the replay, whether you could be live or join me later. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Everyone take care. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And again, sign up for my newsletter if you're not already on the newsletter list. I appreciate you, and I hope you are blessed and stay well. Thanks.